You're not crazy for falling for them. The self-aware narcissist in 2026 is engineered to be irresistible. They can explain their trauma, joke about their own narcissism, quote therapy language better than you, and still use you as fuel with full consciousness of what they're doing. Stay until the end, or you'll keep mistaking their honesty for healing and learn the hard way why no contact is the only cure your nervous system will ever believe. We grew up thinking narcissists were cartoon villains. Loud, obvious, full of themselves, no insight, no reflection. But 2026 gave birth to something darker, the self-aware narcissist. They watch the same videos you do. They know the terminology. They can describe their attachment style, their childhood wounds, their defense mechanisms. They might even tell you, "I think I'm a narcissist," with a sad smile and say, "I don't want to hurt you." And that one sentence is enough to hook your empathy for years. Because now you think, they know, they're trying. If they're aware, surely they can change. Psychology disagrees. Researchers and clinicians point out that self-awareness in narcissistic personality often doesn't lead to transformation. It leads to better tactics. Insight without empathy becomes upgraded manipulation. They're not stumbling in the dark. They are, as one expert put it, doing a soulless bookkeeping of the psyche, tracking how they function without actually feeling the impact on you. They can tell you why they do what they do. They just keep doing it. That's what makes them the most dangerous person you will ever love. What is a self-aware narcissist? A self-aware narcissist admits to narcissistic traits or even a diagnosis, consumes therapy and self-help content, sometimes as a brand, can accurately describe their patterns, lack of empathy, need for supply, fear of abandonment, uses that knowledge to justify, neutralize, or weaponize their behavior rather than genuinely repair it. They might say things like, "I know I'm emotionally unavailable. I have narcissistic tendencies, I'm working on it. This is just how I am, I warned you." Those phrases sound like humility. They're actually a pre-signed permission slip. "I'm telling you I'm dangerous. If you stay, that's on you." And you do stay. Because they've done something regular narcissists rarely do. They gave you hope wrapped in self-awareness. Why self-awareness makes them more dangerous, not safer. Psychologists note that for many narcissistic people, cognitive insight, knowing, doesn't mean emotional integration, caring. They can say, "I know this hurts you," and still do it, because the part that cares is underdeveloped and the need for supply is overwhelming. Their self-awareness becomes a shield. "I told you I'm like this." A sedative. "I'm in therapy, give me time." A charm. Most people aren't this honest about their flaws. You hear effort. They feel absolution. Meanwhile, the abuse cycles, love bombing, devaluation, triangulation, stonewalling, continue almost unchanged. Every time you confront them, they can give a TED talk about their trauma. Every time you think about leaving, they confess just enough guilt to reset your hope. Insight without accountability is still abuse. Why your brain struggles to leave. Human brains are not built for this. You see self-awareness and your wiring screams, "This is progress. This is safe." But with a self-aware narcissist, self-awareness is not a promise. It's a hook. They give you just enough remorse to trigger your empathy circuits. They might even cry, talk about childhood, admit they feel empty, ashamed, or broken inside. That vulnerability feels sacred. You start thinking, maybe I'm the one person who can help them heal. Now your identity is on the line. Leaving them starts to feel like betraying a project, not just a relationship. Dark psychology explains this as trauma bonding and intermittent reinforcement. Intense highs, crushing lows, occasional confessions of, "I know I'm hurting you," that reset your hope. You become addicted to being the exception. They become addicted to being forgiven. Why no contact is the only real cure. Therapists who work with survivors of narcissistic abuse repeatedly point to one tool as the foundation of healing. No contact, no half contact, no "we can be friends," no "just texting sometimes," no orbiting on social media, because every contact is a portal, not just into conversation, but into the old spell. They say the right self-aware words. Your empathy turns back on. Your boundaries turn back off. No contact isn't punishment, it's detox. Choosing therapy and other sources define no contact as no calls, texts, or DMs, no checking their profiles, no accepting gifts, no mutual friends passing messages, no revenge fantasies that keep them renting space in your head. Why so extreme? Because narcissists, especially self-aware ones, use any tiny opening to reinsert themselves. Love bombing, guilt, faux accountability. "I miss you, I'm in therapy now." They don't need much, just your attention. After that, the old dynamic takes over. No contact starves the one thing they can't live without: supply. Your emotional reactions, your time, your mind. More importantly, it feeds the one thing you almost lost: yourself. Stoic tactics that make no contact actually work. Stoicism doesn't tell you to hate them, it tells you to reclaim your control. Dichotomy of control. You cannot control whether they change, understand, apologize, or collapse. You can control whether you respond, whether you stay, whether you keep them in your mental universe. Every time you answer, you vote for the old reality. No contact is voting for a new one: radical indifference. Stoic indifference does not mean denying pain. It means refusing to let their bait dictate your behavior. When they post for your attention, send "I'm thinking of you," drop a sad confession, you treat it as weather. Noticed, but not obeyed. Inner courtroom. You do not need them to admit guilt for you to be allowed to leave. Stoicism says, judge actions by reality, not by words. Your nervous system is evidence enough. Replace reaction with ritual. No contact fails when you sit staring at a blank screen. Every time you would have texted them, you do something specific instead. Journal, gym, cold shower, walk, call a safe friend, study. You're rewiring your brain. Same trigger, new response. Prepare for the last test. Experts warn, when you go no contact, many narcissists escalate. Love bombing, guilt, rage, smear campaigns. A self-aware narcissist might say, "I know I hurt you, I'm working on it. This is my illness, I warned you. You're abandoning me when I'm finally being honest." Your script is simple: silence, block, detach. You are not the treatment plan. But what if they really change? Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. That's not your job to monitor. Here's the Stoic standard. A person who truly changes does so consistently, over time, with professional help, without using you as a witness or a crutch. If they need access to you to prove they're different, they're not. You want to believe you're the exception. But healing from narcissistic abuse means accepting the most unromantic truth. You don't need to know how their story ends. You only need to decide how yours continues. No contact is not about them. It's about giving your nervous system a chance to remember what life feels like without constant analysis, chaos, and self-doubt. One day you'll realize you went a whole morning without thinking about them. Then a day. Then a week. That silence is not empty. It's you, returning. The self-aware narcissist will tell you, "This is who I am." Believe them, then choose who you are, far away from their stage. Join the Stoic Cartel. Come back to the fire tomorrow. We'll keep turning every rejection into fuel for the kind of man you're becoming.